I'm sitting here behind my laptop and I find a mega thick Audi TT here.
I jumped in the car because I have mega good news. As you just saw, I saw an Audi TT competition on mobile.de and I am now on my way to Germany. It's still a 2-hour drive to be exact, 1 hour and 55 minutes. So I'm super excited about this project because I've never had an Audi TT before. And also this is a somewhat newer model, so it has a virtual cockpit, it's a 2017 model. And it's a competition package. In other words, everything is black. The grille is black, the exhaust tips are black, it has rotor rims. Okay, had to pay attention because of Fritz Meister. But it has a very thick package and it is a kind of Nardo-like grey, which of course is also super thick. So yeah, I'm super excited. Daniel spoke with the company yesterday. And 2 keys are included, booklets are included. The car has driven 62 miles. So that's actually quite little. As you can see, I'm not in my bus or not in the ramp truck. You're probably wondering, how am I going to take that car with me if I've bought it? This company I'm going to now, if all goes well, they will deliver it back for an additional cost of 300 euros if we have bought this car. That's not too bad. Renting a flatbed truck would have cost 450 euros, approximately, give or take. So if they can deliver it back for 300, then I don't have all that headache, all those worries about renting, returning, all the time I would lose. So, comfortably in my family car, which also has child seats in it. And then just arrive very relaxed, look at the car. I'll keep you updated when we get there. After the journey, I'm going to ask if I can film to show the damaged car. We're almost crossing the border into Germany and we still have an hour to go. Look at the border. There it is. And so here is welcome to Germany. We still have to spend 50 minutes in the car to arrive in Essen because we are on our way to Essen, or at least it's near Essen. I think we are allowed to make a lot of noise here. Yes, it can reach 180, but I don't think it wants to go much faster because it doesn't really feel like it has more power or something. Okay guys, 2 minutes on the clock. Are we almost there? I'm excited guys to see this thing in real life. Because yes, as you guys already know. Oh, by the way, we are really coming to a place with a lot of cars. Well, businesses, let me put it that way. As you guys know, such a damaged car of course looks worse in real life than in the pictures. Because they try to hide things. They try to make cars look better than they are. So that you still come to take a look and consider buying them. So yes, we are actually here on such an industrial estate where there are many car companies for dealers, traders. I'm literally almost there. I'm around the corner, 1 minute. When we get there, I will of course report inside and then I will ask if I can film. Because if that's not allowed, well then of course it stops. I've ended up at a company here in Germany where they have sick cars standing. I'm allowed to film for a bit, so that's a nice bonus. But check out this new M4 competition, guys. What a machine, new Michelin's underneath. Really, what a sick thing. And if you walk to the back, look here, they have, I think, all sorts of half-damaged cars that have been repaired. And if you walk to the back, really behind such a wall, fence, you then find the damaged cars. This one isn't too bad, but behind here are the most crashed ones. There it is. The Audi TT we came to look at. Check this out. Sorry if the sunlight is too bright. It's really nice and well priced. If it hadn't had more damage. Because look, most of the damage it has is on the front left. And honestly, I've already walked around the car because I wanted to just take a look to see what the damage is. And they're super relaxed about filming so I can document these cars here. What I've seen so far is as follows. This chassis beam or whatever it is, a support panel, is much further down than the front right, which is why the entire left side is lower. What I immediately noticed is actually the tires. The front left and front right are different. On the front left there's a tire, yes, a bad brand, and on the front right of Radestein, which is also on the back right. So they have swapped something with the tires, so that could indicate that he had a bigger damage which caused him to have a flat tire. I also saw that they replaced the control arm on the front left, because when you see that damage you can actually see that the wheel has been moved backwards. Of course we have seen that just from the photo, but now that you're here again, you can actually see how much damage it really has. I asked how this kind of damage can occur. They might know more about the car. They said yes, an animal jumped in front of the car and those people tried to swerve and then everything went wrong. Go left behind. As you can see, the side panel has a big dent in it, and we've seen all of this in the photos on mobile.de. What we didn't see was the roof. They photographed the roof at such an angle that this dent, this one here, wasn't visible. So we thought all of this was fixable, even though it's aluminum. And aluminum is very difficult to work with. You really need to be a next level mechanic to fix this kind of body damage. We thought the door wasn't aluminum, but it is. And I also didn't notice in the ad photo that the tail light is broken. On the other hand, the spoiler is still super tight, and here the tail light is also broken. You always have to look at what comes with a car like this, because when you buy a salvage car, often half of it is missing due to the accident. You name it, it's lost. Here you get a few things like a tow eye, which is handy, and these kind of rubber caps. The washer fluid reservoir is broken, you can see that. These are things that are always handy, like the clips and bolts, things you should always take as extras because you never know what you might be missing. As for the interior, it's really very sick here. Just take a look. Super nice virtual dash. Look at that, bam. I just started it, it wasn't anything crazy because it's just a standard exhaust system. It says it has run 8,962 miles, so just under a ton. Looking at everything, this car seems to have honestly run 2 tons. Of course, you never know for sure, but my feeling is immediately like, is that right? Did they downplay the extent of the damage? Yes, the answer is definitely yes, because they replaced the carrier on the front left, replaced a tire to make the car rollable. I also found a cable here that is torn, so it could also indicate that there is more going on here behind this. And I want to show you one more thing, which is this. Just look at everything. At the bottom is just gone, just so gone. He also has under damage, which I really did not see coming. We actually thought around here, maybe he caught the guardrail, and that is mainly the damage, but that roof is a big disappointment and the under damage. On the other hand, he does start with the broken engine mount he has. The coolers are leaking since you no longer see any coolant in the tank. And yes, all in all, the damage is actually quite fixable if he hadn't had that roof damage and the undercarriage damage. As you can see, they've also dented the hood a bit to make the damage look nice. But just look at what a cool car it is. Really a very cool car. I seriously think the ride is just a very cool car to drive. Just a nice, tough mini supercar actually. And yes, we saw ourselves driving this too. And that's also the reason I came to Germany to look at this car. And I'm just going to leave it because of the damages it has. Those are things I can't do myself to fix, so I would have to outsource that. Making such a project, of course, very expensive. Yes, so the roof is really a disappointment again, and that undercarriage damage. And yes, these kind of things don't bother me that much. This is all fixable. The rear bumper can still be saved. This is still fixable. Yes, when you see these kind of things, all aluminum. So to work this would not be easy. But well, I seriously thought they might still be salvageable. Those side panels, I actually still think that if you find a suitable bodywork specialist for it. Only that roof needs to be replaced. It's cracked, which I didn't notice in the picture. That's how they captured those images. Look here briefly. here. Unfortunately, the roof is torn. The window is intact though. It is an aftermarket window that has been installed, but I don't think they replaced that window to make the damage look nice. I don't think so. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it. Too many disadvantages, too many hooks and eyes on it. So I'm gonna ask if I can walk around the train again, because they have other beautiful cars. Maybe also potential cars, so I'll take you with me if that's allowed. I find it quite relaxed that I was allowed to film this, so yes, I am going to leave it here. I just asked if I can walk around again. I can. They have here really thick car stand like this AMG. I think myself that the C43 AMG is with a Brabus package on it, really. Mega thick from inside. Also just really point cool. Look here. Yes, really, they have very beautiful cars standing, but with very strange damages, like this side panel that is then completely dented. Look at this Polo Grand Touring, guys. Completely decayed. Yes, this is. I think there's no starting point here, because that dent just goes all the way to the window. And that has been a nice project. I love those little pocket rockets. Those little things that go so fast, and I love that, just those small cars. And here they have even more beautiful cars. With damage. Really weird damage. Check this out. How did you manage to cause this much damage? And this one, a big 3 Series all rear ends. Rear end damages. And then they have an M240 standing here. Completely hidden next to an M3. This is a project as well. I had already peeked inside. Look, I'm not sure if you can tell, but it's entirely empty inside as well. Look here, a big M240 with a lot of front damage. Can this still be fixed? You know what they say, everything can be fixed, but how much money do you want to put into it? It's great that we could walk around here and I could show you the damaged car. I'll consider the TT, but it probably won't happen due to the tax brackets. Super cool that I was allowed to film at those people's place. A lot of companies don't allow that. I don't know why myself, because it's actually a kind of advertisement for those people anyway. But anyway, a quick look back at that Audi TT. I believe they initially asked for 15,800 euros for that car. And now they wanted 14,500 euros for it. So we've already been able to force 13,500 euros off the price. But still, it wasn't enough to take that car. And then you're probably wondering, for how much did we take it? Actually, if I may be honest, if you could buy such a car for euro 10,000 or euro 12,000, would I have dared to take the risk? No, actually not, because all the aluminum panels around were damaged, all side screens. The right front side screen was the only panel not damaged. What I actually find the worst about that car is that they just fixed it up again, actually. So they placed a new control arm on the front left, a new rear control arm, because the front left and front right were two different control arms. And if you look at the damage like that, you can really see that the front left wheel has actually folded back. That's really the only possible outcome with such damage. So yes, they've actually made the car look better again. That's what they all do, and that's why it's so important to check what the damage is on such a car. Because we could have chosen to have the car delivered directly without having seen it. But if you then put in that 14,500 euros plus 300 euros for transport, you wouldn't have been happy. So better to waste 4 or 5 hours of your time. And be sure that the car actually meets your requirements rather than facing surprises. I just want to let you know that we are looking for, but such projects throwing in the towel, keep searching. The only thing is, it's very difficult to bring in the right projects. The price has to be right. The damage has to be right, those are two things. And if necessary, I'll drive to Russia, so that's not it. But yes, we just can't find the right car at the moment. With that said, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next vlog. See you soon. Ciao.